Good evening, everyone. I welcome you back on your favorite show, Rubaroo with Pooja Banga. As you all know, Rubaroo is an online talk show on self-help and wholesome wellness. It is an initiative by Soul Setu Wellness Foundation. Thank you everyone who participated and supported our annual event Dhyan Utsav. Thank you for showering your love. It went all very well, and on behalf of Soul Setu team, I would like to thank you all, my viewers, and everyone who participated in Dhyan Utsav. Today, we have Rene Healing Therapy, and we have our guests, Swami Bharti and Ruchika Sahwney with us. Swami Bharti is a spiritual mindset coach, sound healer therapist, and hypnotherapist. His spiritual journey started in 2016 after intense work on himself. He realized what's his true purpose in his life, which led him shift from a real estate family business to a spiritual healer, founder of Sarthi Wellness, spiritual mindset coach, hypnotherapist, certified sound energy therapist from the Academy of Sound Healing, and a Rene instructor in preparation. His vision is to transform lives of people through spiritual healing. He is passionate about teaching meditation, sound healing, and Reneme healing. Any person that encounters him is always filled with motivation, laughter, and love of life. Also, we have Ruchika Sahni with us. She's a yoga philosopher and a guide. Ruchika is a yogini by heart, believing and following yogic principles in her life. From working in cabin crew in Jet Airways to becoming a mother, teacher, and now healer, her journey is still on. She's been voluntarily working to support and help children and patients suffering with cancers and other terminal illness at AIMS Hospital, Delhi for past 3 years. By the grace of her masters, her entrepreneurial journey started when she recognized the need of the hour by for wellness and health and got associated with small scale farmers who had been truly practicing age old traditional techniques and their farming and producing authentic organics. She is committed to spread health and wellness in people's homes and heart. With that, I would really like to invite Swami Bharti and Ruchika with us on Rubaroo today. Namaskar.
Good evening, Pooja ji. Hello, everyone.
Good evening. Good
Hello,
evening,
namaste.
Ruchika.
Namaste. Good
Namaste.
evening, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us and sparing time for this podium, Rubaroo. And really looking forward to know more about this Rename healing therapies. But first, I would like Ruchika to start from you. Please introduce yourself and tell us how you got into this and about your journey, please.
Yeah, sure. And I welcome you all the viewers who are right now on Facebook Live with us. And a deep gratitude to Pooja and to Soul Setu Foundation for inviting us today on this platform and sharing with you all the experiences which we had so far with Reneme Healing Therapies. And to begin with, my journey had truly been miraculous so far. I never knew where I land. It was just a quest in the heart, when I all started. It just happened. I think it's a very known saying that, universe always has its plan for us. And it so happened that luckily I landed to a place here in Delhi. And fortunately, Rene May was present at that time and I could
Wow.
meet him. Yes, it was just a miraculous incident of my life, the most miraculous one. I still wonder how did it all happen, because I never imagined that I'll be here where I am right now. So I got an opportunity to meet Rene when he came to India for the first time ever, and
Okay.
Yeah, lucky enough to meet him, lucky enough to got trained under him directly through him, and since then, the journey is just beautiful so far, and we thoroughly enjoy each and every therapy we have been taught, and we whenever we teach it, we practice it. The experience is truly magical.
Wow. So
So
we'll come back to the therapies, Ruchika, soon, and let us first, know from Bharti about his journey. And
absolutely.
Ruchika, in the meantime, if you can just, increase little volume.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Bharti, please tell us about your journey now.
Hey, good evening, everyone. And thank you so much, Soul Setu. And it's been 2 years now. I think the Soul Setu ka jo real meaning is that every time you're just keeping creating a bridge, and it's everyone is on your platter, and you're doing a very fabulous work for this spirituality. My journey started in 2016, and after 1.5 year, after doing lots of meditations and all, I was falling, and I'm a disciple of Osho. And one day I came to Shatarpur. There is a center, Abhibindu Wellness, and I just came out like, is there any self healing tool? So they said, you just missed like a week before. There was a Rene was here. I said, who is Rene? So he said, he is fabulous and a generous angel you would see. I said, okay. And after a month, they were like, we have our instructors and volunteers from the organization. So we met Leela, we met Alexandra and all. So they shared me that healing. And I was going so much emotionally in my life. And I was like, I don't believe in such kind of energies. I don't believe this because I was from normal world. This world was totally a bliss for me. So she said, just relax and just surrender to the universe. I said, okay. That day, she shared me one of the beautiful therapy which was downloaded by the Rene during his travel in India, which is known as ROM. And I'm telling you, Pujaji, it was amazing. After doing like hours of meditation, I've never experienced that experience in 1.5 minutes. And I said, and I would just start crying. I was having so much pain in my body, and it was like everything just flush out. And I said, I just want, can you share me more? How I can get this more? She said, wow, you can share. And the more you will share, the more you will love and the more you will get healed. I said, okay. Then my journey started to be I started doing the volunteer programs. I used to tell them, just give me where I have to reach. So somewhere every other here in other centers and all. The more I was sharing, the more I was getting clarity. What is my purpose? We are taking people as a label, but they are the soul. And I still feel goosebumps when I just like I have volunteered for 3 years. Then I met instructors in Prabhesha, Harika Sasdev and Rohini ji. They introduced, and I met Ruchika in that volunteer program. And it's being so generous with working with this soul. And uh, I'm telling you, I have no word for this. And after a couple of years, I was like blessed to meet Rene in personally. Then he initiated and made us from volunteer to the instructors in preparation. And the day, and we were feeling so responsible that it was some kind of a blessing given we and we need to work on it. So, and that's what is my life is going on. And every time what I was sharing any meditations, and I do indulge this therapy in that. And it's very loving. And you were also there, and you also
I'll
also
also
experienced.
share, yeah, I'll also share my experience with this healing little soon. But then before that, I would like to ask Ruchika, tell us who is Rene first, and to my viewers, and then we'll take it forward from there.
Absolutely. This is highly important for everyone to know the whole, this angel Reneme, and who is he, what is his mission, what is he actually doing, and what kind of therapies he has created. So, Rene is by birth a French. So, he is a healer from France, but currently, for many years, he's been staying in Mexico now. And uh, he is a clairvoyant. He receives messages, and he's been like that since his since his childhood, but he didn't realize it earlier. As he grew, some masters, started visiting him, and they only directed him to the path of spirituality. They only directed him that this is your mission in life, this is what you are here for, and this is what you have to spread throughout the world. And it so happened, Rene realized his own miraculous powers he was carrying. And once he meditated for many days non-stop in a forest in Mexico. And during
Okay.
that time, when he was meditating for so many hours non-stop, uh, people said they kind of had an experience of a beautiful energy flowing around that whole town, and they could
Wow.
realize that something is happening. And but they didn't know at that time who is Rene. And when he started spreading his work, when he started actually performing therapies on people, and people started getting healed from kind of terminal illnesses, from diseases like cancer, from diseases like from people could come back from coma. So that people realize at that time that this is someone who has such amazing powers. And it is the since then his work is spreading all across the world. So Rene Foundation has centers across 44 countries, and they are just spreading the work of healing and therapies. And his mission in life is only to spread love. He's an extremely simple man. He believes more in the power of listening. He believes that when you give something to someone without any expectation in back, then something happens. Some energies get created, and the body also gets aware of that energy. And
Right.
it yes, and it in itself it starts getting healed. The self activation power of the body starts getting
Yeah.
activated, because you're doing
Mm.
something for someone without
Right.
expecting anything in back, and you're doing out of love. So he believes
Mm.
truly in the power of love. And that is what he has taught us, and that is what we are still trying. We are just quite beginners. We don't call ourselves as healers in that way. We'll say we are just still you know just in the process of learning more, and trying to spread his work over here in India now.
Right.
So
So,
yeah,
absolutely, the way you said, Ruchika, that if you heal someone, then your own self healing mechanism of your body starts, working. And everybody
absolutely.
has that power of healing oneself. But when you are doing something for the other, then you start feeling that healing from inside for yourself as well. That's really a
Absolutely.
beautiful thing which Rene, has said. Bharti ji, what do you have to say? Please.
That's what he says. Whatever your philosophy, whatever your religion is, only the love unites the men, and that's the work. We are just spreading his words in all over the world, and it's true. Because when you are in
True.
love, you are being just being, and from the space of nothing, and from nothing you can create anything, anything.
Create everything and anything. Absolutely. So,
Absolutely.
Bharti ji, please tell us about the different therapies of Reneme, and then I think Ruchika can explain it to us.
Sure. So there are many small therapies, which was like not like for 1 hours. It is so simple, like 1.5 minutes. Some therapies are for 3 minutes, and
Wow.
no initiations required, no any rituals required. You just need to be share. Just need to share it. And there is three therapies which was specifically downloaded by Rene May for specifically in India. So when he was in
Wow.
2018, there was a R Orient. After then, he did CR, cellular expression, then cellular regeneration. Now, in the pandemic time, when we were like so much bound with the pandemic time and we were not able to go and meet others, so people were like going through a lot in personal also. So he again downloaded and told that this therapy, RO, can be done as a self-healing tool first, and you can share on others also. So nowadays it's very useful for people because they cannot go out, And there are many other advanced therapies also, which is being guided by the Rene only. And there are more instructors, master instructors, who are just giving this as arm minerals and many others. The reborn therapies, they are multiple, and everything is information available on the Rene organization website also. But for India, our group CR, CE, and our hope are the fabulous. And it's only for 90 seconds. Can you believe that? 90 seconds. People are saying we don't have a time, what we'll do. But 90 seconds just, and then I don't think that you need any reasons here.
Not
So
to follow it. Yeah, of course.
exactly, you always we are living in a reasonable life. We don't have time, we don't. But 90 seconds is nothing.
Nothing. Right. So,
So
Ruchika, please explain these therapies to us in little more detail for the viewers to know what are all these therapies about and how they are performed, and what is the specialization of each therapy. Does it work in the same way, or they have a different, reason or purpose for each therapy? Please tell us about
Yeah. So when Rene came to India for the first time in 2018, he was guided by the masters that India is a different country. It's absolutely different from rest of the world. So whatever he's doing in rest of the world, that may not work in India, right? So when he was meditating, when in this time, some masters again visited him, and they told him that he has to formulate a new therapy specifically for India, and that's how RO came into picture. RO means R Orient. And
it.
let me also tell all the viewers that Rene's therapies are all scientifically based. It's not that he has just created them. Yes, absolutely, he has downloaded all the therapies through his meditation, but they all have a scientific base to it.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we have been also taught in that way. When Rene came to India, he taught us that that is a scientific proof, or that's a scientific base. So what he says about all the base of all the therapy is cells. We all have cells in our body, right? And he says that whenever these cells are touched with the intention of love, it changes the entire structure of the body, right? Like we see animals. If you see any of the natural product, whatever is there in the nature, they understand the language of love, right? Any animal, you go near to the animal, he can sense your energy. He can sense that whether you are coming to him to attack him, or you're coming to him to love him. Same way, we are also born from that nature. Our cells also understand this language of love.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, and whenever you touch someone else, without again that unconditional love, like a mother gives the unconditional love to the child, if you give that love to someone else also, the cells understand that language. Okay, and then the
Absolutely.
source does it work. We are not doing anything. The source does it all, because cells understand, and they create the self-healing capacity. They activate those self-healing capacity in itself, and they start sending the healing to that part or that organ in the body where the healing is required. And there's a whole very detailed kind of science behind it. We have to take the viewers, whenever they will learn the therapy from us, we'll take them through all those slides, that what is the reason why this specific therapy, what kind of healing happens. It Some therapies are based on endocrine system. Some therapies are based on only on activating the pineal gland. Some therapy is based on synergizing the whole energy of the body through spinal, through a spine. So these are 3 4 different therapies which we are practicing and teaching in India right now, and they all have a scientific base to it. And the best part is that we don't have to get attached to any of the therapies, right? Like because as Bharti has mentioned, that you don't need any kind of initiation while doing the therapy, and they're so fast, so quick. And when you detach yourself from the result, then the magic happens. You're not expecting anything in return. The source is taking care of everything on its own. That's the magic behind it. And we have received the testimonies, to the people we have taught so far. We have received number of testimonies that miraculously people have got healed um, I don't know how it has happened. I'm not saying that, by the click of a second it will happen. Obviously, it takes some time. You have to be consistent in your practice, but it
Exactly.
definitely, yes, it definitely heals people. So that's the whole, and there is no medicine. There is, and they are so quick. They are so simple to learn. You can do some therapies on your own self. You can do some therapies on others too. So we have both kind of therapies with us. Yeah.
So, very beautifully explained, Ruchika. Thank you so much, and very rightly said that it is the love which is a universal language, and person who loves other people, unconditionally, actually, attracts people apne aap se. People who
Yeah.
is very lovable and shows love to everyone. Others are attracted to that person, yourself. And if a person is grumpy, then you might not like to sit or converse with that person. So your own energy, if you are a loving person, attracts other people automatically. So in the same way, one when you are giving a healing with so much of love and affection, and with thinking that that of
Nothing
course
to
the soul,
expect back. Yeah, you're
nothing
not
to
expecting
expect
anything
back.
back. Yeah, that's the
So
best
yes,
part.
so everything is coming from source, and everything is going to that source. So keeping that in mind and not expecting anything. So we'll get to know more about these healings, and from Bharti, now from you, tell us about this community of Reneme, how they're working in India, and
Yeah,
how tell us about the
right.
community of Reneme in India.
Absolutely. So Rene doesn't like to call himself also as a healer. He likes to call himself as a humanitarian whose only
Okay.
mission is to spread love, kindness, and and just compassion in the whole world. So we as instructors in as instructors we were also told, even as volunteers, someone who learns the therapy, they become a part of Rene family, and they also become volunteers. So as a volunteer, it is our duty under his mission to go and spread these therapies, because most of the therapies we give it for free. We don't charge for the therapies. That's the whole beauty of of Rene therapies. And we also encourage further everybody to go to various centers, humanitarian centers. Like there are, we go, like I started visiting a shelter near Ames Hospital when I learned the therapy. And that's how I also got attached to the children, who are suffering with cancer and other terminal illnesses there. And I also used to visit a senior citizen center. Then there is another center, Earth Saviors Foundation in Gurgaon. I used to
Right.
visit that center as well. Then Bharti also used to visit one's children hospital and other
Absolutely.
underprivileged school, I think. Right, Bharti? So we are always encouraged to go and spread this work. And you will not believe, Pooja, I've had such experiences when children just scream and they howl and they shout when they come back after doing chemotherapies. And they are in so much of pain. They can't eat, they can't sleep, they are in so much of deep pain. And
Yeah.
when I was present at that time, and when I saw all that, and obviously I had to keep myself strong, and I also offered them Rene therapies at that time. And it so happened, it actually drastically brought their pain down instantly. So they were quite relaxed, they were quite at peace, and they could smile back to me. That was the,
Commendable,
and a,
commendable, truly
yes,
commendable.
and a smile from the child who has just come back after receiving chemotherapy was so satisfying. Just to see the smile on the face of a child is so gratifying. You don't need anything else. We are not looking
Yes.
for anything else. We are just looking for that smile and that love. And that is what Rene has taught us. So that's the whole beauty.
So beautiful. Bharti ji, yes, please tell us about your experiences while, going for volunteering at such places.
So we are almost like in Delhi NCR, like we talk about Delhi NCR, we have more than 5,000 volunteers right now, and some like are very committed people who are coming every day. So we have fixed like days, like Monday we are going to this NGO, one day we are going to this NGOs and organizations. So when I started my journey, I used to go the Earth Saviors, and the second was the Spit Smile India. It's an NGO run by Sangeeta Mehra, and she's doing a fabulous work. And they are kids who are rescued from the red lights, and they've been taught and they've been admitted to a school. And in the 6 months when we start sharing, their results got double. The
Wow.
kids who were getting like 40s and like 40, 45, they are now 80s and 85. And their other curriculum activities were fabulous. Their creativity level. And they have been doing so much. See, we all have a gratitude that we are having every comfort. But see them, they don't have that comfort. They don't have that basics needs they don't have. But in by sharing that, they feel acknowledged and they feel so loved. And they have created a fabulous.
Magic happens.
Yeah, there are more than 250 children in that NGO, and we've been going to Earth Savior also, where like it's being run by Mr. Ravi Kalra, and
Right.
there are some bodies which are abandoned or some like family parents abandoned from their home. You find them, and when you just come and just share, they give so immense of love, and we have
Yeah,
seen
love.
the anything. And even in the I have experience also in like in the when we used to go to Envasera Cancer Hospital, like as Ruchika was telling, people are coming from the chemo immediately and we're just sharing and they're like so relaxed. That's what this therapy gives. And it's more when are you
Wonderful.
giving when yeah.
I'm really touched. Yes, so even I got the chance to be with you guys at this old age home in Gurgaon twice, and the
Yeah.
experience was fabulous. I could see that smile on those elderly people who were in some pain or going through some of the problems and diseases. So I could see that immediate shift in their energy when they got that therapy. And of course, I do agree that what you are saying, that since it's a very small, simple a kind of work which you have to do, but then the result is immense.
Yeah.
That's what it is about Rene here, healing therapies.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, tell us more about Ruchika. Tell us more about Rename, how he came to India, and about when is he visiting next time in India, and does he himself take the sessions also when he visits to India?
Yeah. So Rene, once he what this is the story what he told us, and he shared with us that he was sitting in his office, and when actually the physically some masters visited him, and they told him that it's time to and go and visit India, and he says that it looked like those masters belong to the lineage of Swami Paramhansa. So, and he says they were almost like 500 years old, and they only told him that it's time to go to India. He didn't know anybody here, not even a single soul. But see the magic what has happened now. Thousands
Yeah,
are already connected with Reneme family. He didn't
that's what
know a single soul.
12,000 volunteers. Wow, that's a big number.
Absolutely. So thousands of volunteers are now doing his work over here since, and it's only 2 years. He came in 2018, and this year also at the beginning of this year he was here, fortunately, and we were so fortunate to meet him and learn another beautiful therapy under him, and only spreading his humanitarian work since then. And
Amazing.
also, as I told you before, that when he came to India, so RO was started by him, especially for India. Other therapies like cellular regeneration and cellular expression, they are being followed all over the world earlier, but
Okay.
our Orient was started only in India, because there is kind of touch. A lot of touch is also involved in few of the therapies, and RO was specifically designed in a way where minimum touch is there. So because India is a little traditional country and people are little hesitant in touching others, so that's
Sure.
why this therapy was developed by him during this time. And now since the pandemic started, as Bharti also mentioned before, our hope had he started another therapy. He trained us with another therapy called Our Hope, because
Yeah,
he
our
thought
hope.
that, yes, because he thought we also taught Our Hope during our
Done with
Dhyan Utsav. And I think viewers also had, the participants who were there, they also enjoyed it thoroughly. They were quite inquisitive about the therapy and its benefits and its result. So he said that Our Hope, during this time people are in isolation, and not much of movement is happening. So he devised this whole therapy where the whole synergy of our body gets into balance. So like we have a left hemisphere and and a right hemisphere, and he truly also calls all his therapies as emotional medicine,
Hmm.
because he believes that 96% of the diseases which are happening inside the human body is all because of the emotional imbalance. So
Absolutely.
and he says that's the vaccine of the future. Emotional medicine is the vaccine of the future. That's what he truly says. And that is true. If we really deeply look into our own selves, somewhere because of our emotional blockages, or somewhere because of emotional stress or displeasure or whatever, depression, whatever you may say, we are actually manifesting diseases in our body because of these reasons.
Hmm.
And his
So,
therapies work on all that uh, emotional blockages. It
hmm.
helps to heal them. It helps to bring you in the state of balance. It helps to synergize your body, activate the cells, and whatnot. So that's the whole
Absolutely.
beauty
Like
of,
all the negative toxins which are blocked in our body are
yeah,
released with the help of these healing therapies.
absolutely,
And you
absolutely.
can just suddenly, feel that change, that shift in the energy after the therapy is given to you, that healing is
Yeah,
given.
yeah. Because he says that it helps the higher vibrations to flow inside, and when we are connected with those higher vibrations, it does magic. It brings you to that state of calm and peacefulness and fearlessness. So and also gratitude, and
Yeah.
also that loving gratitude, that's a most powerful part of it. So yeah, that's it.
We are hoping
Bharti
So,
can also share.
if things are
yes,
perfectly
Bharti.
fine in 2021, Rene will be coming soon to India, and you will get a chance to meet
We
him.
hope.
While you can have a look, like he has his own movie, which is Rene Him Beyond the Beyond Light. And
Oh,
Absolutely.
if you get a time and if you're watching, you will feel his energy. And it's being told that the healing starts automatically at the same moment. His
wow.
movie is based on his true incidents, and by him it's fabulous. And he do regular meditations in every Wednesday, and we will be sharing that link too. So there's a Reneme India volunteers and Reneme Facebook page. He does every Wednesday, which is a mass meditation for everyone, and you can just reach out to the follow the page. You can like connect to the Reneme instantly. And we have a Reneme India groups also, and where like you can join us. You will find the link in the comment box after this live session. So you can just join that also. And if you want to practice, if you want to learn this therapy, you can learn that also. And there are many testimonials on the websites about Rene. Some need to be like, we cannot say in words, I would say. These are the experience we cannot say in words.
Yeah. So, viewers, if you get time, do watch this movie which Bharti is suggesting to know more about Reneme. And if you want to join Reneme group to know about the Reneme therapies, or if you want to learn them, you can contact Soul Setu Wellness Foundation as well. You can go on the Facebook page of Reneme India, where you can put your query, and also there are WhatsApp groups on which they share the links of the therapies. You can contact us and we can help you connect to Reneme therapies and healing groups, and you can learn them as well. And one of the viewers, Manisha, she's asking, hello Manisha here. Does it help in healing mental, emotional, or psychological issues, or it only works on healing physical problems or diseases? Ruchika, please answer that.
Yeah. So as I rightly mentioned, that they works at the deeper cellular level. So when the deeper cellular level, it's working at the deeper cellular level, it heals anything and everything. I cannot specifically say that okay, it is healing that, or it'll going to heal this. But whatever you set your intention to, and whenever we are giving the therapy, the cells does its own work. They help to activate the self healing capacity. Literally, I am not healing anyone else. The
Right.
body, we all carry that power in us to
Right.
heal our own cells. So what we do is we just activate those few points in the body, and the self healing capacity of the body is raised, and that's how the healing occurs, because the cells are getting the communication that here the healing is required. So they go to that, they give the communication to those other cells, and they send the healing there, and that's how the healing occurs. It can be any kind of problem. It can be physical, emotional, mental, any kind of issue. It helps in anything and everything. Yeah.
I can add on this also because you know we are the one. We have given this labels emotional, physically, and all, but the body heals itself. When I just want to share my incident in 2017, due to like my real estate lifestyle was totally different, and you knew the lots of stuff and all. We used to eating dinner late and all, totally a lifestyle disease. There was a day when I was like, oh, I cannot breathe properly, and I used to go to the doctors to get my test done. And then, so in my mind, it was I thought that's something like a disease or physically. But then after a month, when I was like contacted a bit, when I met Alexandra and the other volunteers, they shared me this therapy, and in 90 seconds, my experience was that some kind of a energy was entering in my body, and my this chest pass was totally blocked. After 9 seconds, when I take a deep breath, I was like release a lot. It was like a charcoal, I would say. My this part was totally black and it got drained. And that time I was feeling so loved. And I thought it was not of like my any disease, it was just my emotionally suppressed emotions because I was not sharing with anyone. Because we resist a lot. Like if anything happened in my family or my friends, we come in the space of judging and all, and we stop talking to them. So थोड़ी थोड़ी चीजें करके it's like it stopped blocking my emotions. I was not expressing. And see, my mind was saying it is something like physically, but it went emotionally.
Was emotional.
That was a day I just like, wow, this is something. This was my experience. And I
Wow.
always say, don't judge, just surrender to the universe and just share it and receive it. This is what I can say. And it happened to be
Great,
like multiple times.
great,
Yeah.
great
So
sharing, Bharti. Thank you so much. Yes, Ruchika.
yeah, so I also want to add over here that the therapies brings us to a point where body goes into the deep relaxation state. So when we are going at that deep relaxation state, we all know that when we are in that parasympathetic mode, the body starts healing itself. So this is what the therapies do to us, and to our organs. It actually helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. It brings to a place of rest and peace, and that's how the self healing capacities of the body, gets generated, and the healing begins from there.
Absolutely. So I think for our viewers, as we keep telling them every week that, our body is everything. If the problem comes from our body, then solution also comes from within only. So we should not take ourselves lightly because we are the, powerhouse of healing as well as creating problems for ourselves. So if there is a problem, the solution also within us. Just have faith, and whatever you do in a daily routine, as you say, consistency is one of the key factors. So whatever you do, if you do that consistently, I think it really gives you a lot of results. I mean, you can just transform your life, as Bharti also just shared his experience. So, do take few tips and techniques from our Rubaroo sessions and start transforming your life with whatever you get connected to. And then Ruchika do also tell us that if we want to learn this therapy, what is the procedure, and anybody can learn it, or you need to be a healer, or maybe you into this work. to learn this therapy? Please tell us about it.
Yeah, sure. So anyone can learn it. There is no kind of prerequisites we need for any person to learn this therapy. Anyone can learn it. Even a child can also learn it. A 10-year-old child can also learn it. And few of the therapies are there which are for self healing as well. So you can do these therapies on others as well as you can do it on your own self. And few of the therapies are there which are only to offer to others. So it works both ways. And if you have to learn the therapies, you have to contact any of the instructors. So we are 8 instructors right now in India, all India, and you can't teach it further. So that's a protocol we follow. You learn
Hmm.
it from us, and then you share it with others. So that's the
Right.
protocol we all follow. And you can
Hmm.
contact Soul Setu Foundation, and they can contact you. They can get in touch with you, or they can get in touch with Swami Bharti or with me. And once you learn the therapy from us, then you become a part of Reneme family. We will include you in the Reneme India group, and from there on, your journey will also, will begin.
I guess the journey already has started because the viewers
Yeah,
were
you
it
already know
started.
about the therapy, so journey has already
And
began.
don't go for more and don't go for much. Just come and experience this, and things will
Come and
open like this.
experience.
And there's no language of now.
At Dhyan Utsav also we had two slots for this Rene therapies, and we really got very good feedbacks. And thank you to Swami Bharti, because I also had been fortunate to meet Rene in personal because of you only. I still remember how you managed, to call me, and you made me meet him. It was really, really, an honor, and thank you so much for the same, that I could meet Rene in person. So, yes, Bharti, please tell us about your.
Still, sorry,
Yeah,
still I remember that evening when you were traveling and there were lots of things happening and you were not feeling well also. So I was after,
exactly.
Jaji, you need to come, you need to come. He's here, you need to meet this soul because we've been doing voluntary work from last 1.5 years. I said, no, you have to come. Just come for a 1 minute at least. And
And it
that
was
day,
on the spot. I just went, I stand in the row, and he came up to me and he gave me healing, and I was like zapped. I was crying all through. I mean, what a touch, and what soul he is around him. You just release all your I think emotional or physical or any kind of problems you have. It just goes away.
his presence is like full of love because we were there for last 3 days with him. And when I went to home and my few friends, he said, आज हमें अच्छा लग रहा है तेरे से मिलके बहुत प्यार आ रहा है. I like what? I, after 4 days, he said, I said, it's not me. It's all about Rene's love is coming to you because whatever, because you are just sharing, and I'm telling you, come and experience. That's my commitment. Rene blessing that you will experience a lot in your life.
Yes. So they'll be sharing the link in the comment box after the session is over, the show is over, and also if many of you wants to learn this therapy or experience this therapy, so Setu Wellness Foundation is happy to organize one Reneme session for you all. So do write to us if you want to experience or learn any of the therapies, and our Reneme volunteers will be happy to you know. Have you
There,
that experience of these therapies?
there is one more thing that we don't need immediately a numbers. If you are two, any instructor preparation are ready to teach you that movement and you can just experience. It doesn't mean that we need 10, 20, 50. If you are only the one, we will be teaching you the same way. And we are ready
Wow,
to serve.
wow, wow. That's amazing.
And
So,
like 24
any,
hours.
anything else you want to share, Ruchika?
No, I've shared everything under the Reneme's umbrella. And
Okay,
the best part is now Rene is also coming up with a hospital now in Mexico. And
amazing.
it was his dream to build a hospital for the needy and underprivileged people. And his dream is coming true. And we are so glad that we are part of Reneme Foundation and learning and growing under Reneme's umbrella. Thank you
Amazing.
so much.
That's excellent. One of the viewers, Kiran Kumar, he's saying, yes, I'm keen. That's amazing. Thank you, Kiran, for commenting that. And do give us your number. You can direct message us, or you can leave your number here, and Soul Setu team will contact you. And thank you, Bharti, and thank you, Ruchika, for giving your knowledge and sharing with us all about Rene and his healing therapy. Thank you so
Blessings.
much.
Thank
And,
you so much for inviting us today here.
So
Thank you
much,
so much
pleasure
for
everyone.
is
the
all ours.
foundation.
Thank you, Bharti. Thank you,
Namaste.
Ruchika.
Blessings to all. Thank you so much.
Take care. Goodbye. Thank
Bye
you so
bye.
much. Thank you, everyone, for being with us, and thank you for acknowledging what we are doing. And yes, Kiran Kumar, I am with Soul Setu. Thank you so much. Mamta ji, great information. Thank you so much. Manisha Singh, thank you. Thanks to you all for being with us and showering your love and appreciation all the time. And do like and subscribe our YouTube channel if you have not done so far. We are coming up in the new year with a lot of new programs. So keep updated yourself with the YouTube channel Soul Setu, and do follow us on our Facebook and Insta to know everything about Soul Setu. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you. See you next week, Thursday, at the same time, 5 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube Live. And for all of you to know that Platocast have collaborated with us, and now this Rubaroo is not only coming live on Facebook and YouTube, but will also be telecasted on their app Platocast, where it will be podcasted. So uh, download their app Platocast, and you can also listen to uh, this Rubaroo on their podcast every Friday. Thank you so much. Take care. Goodbye.